Welcome back. We're back again. We got Peter and Dante with us now.
Yeah.
And so, Peter, I have a confession.
Go ham.
I quit after episode 3.
Okay, this is a safe place.
I couldn't do it. Like episode 3 of Avatar, just it was too much of like bad choices, and I just couldn't watch anymore. It was so bad. I quit with like 5 minutes left in the show and went back and watched all of the original Avatar: The Last Airbender the rest of the week. I had to. I just they took 3 episodes, put them all into one, and just completely destroyed the fluidity of the show. And some of it I don't blame on the directors because I realized they haven't been officially approved for a season 2. And since with you have the Stranger Thing problem where like this 10-year-old kid is about to age really fast, and then when he turned 13 he could look way different than he does now at 10, and that's only 3 years. So if they wait too long to renew, you can't fight time. So that I blame on Netflix for not just being like, hey, we're greenlighting you to do the entire series. But again, it was just like the jet scene. They put jet and like kind of
That was
mixed
crazy.
it up, and I couldn't do it.
That was
I was
crazy.
like,
The jet thing was wild.
I mean, the importance of the jet episode is such a big part of the show for like the characters to decide like to realize like there's multiple ways of fighting the Fire Nation, and if you wow too much, you become like Jet. And so I just couldn't. I didn't like it. I felt weird. I hated Azula. They made it like she
Bro,
was jealous.
that was
of
a
her.
joke.
She's jealous.
That was a joke.
They made her jealous.
That was
no,
a
she's
joke.
just a bad
That wasn't
person.
even Azula. That wasn't even Azula. That was just a joke.
Like, once again, let's be honest. They, for some reason, in anime they don't do it as much, but they have done it. They don't like having bad people. They have to be just misunderstood. But no, Azula's just a monster. She's terrible. She's a terrible person. And they made it seem like she was jealous of the way the Fire Lord treated Zuko. Like, if they'd have made it like she was jealous of Zuko because of the way the mother treated them, it'd have made sense. But by making it the Fire Lord, if you read, have you read the light, not, I guess it's a light novel where they go and they look for Zuko's mom?
I know about it.
So in that
I read the summary of
yeah.
it. But I didn't
So in that she finds a letter that states that Zuko isn't Fire Lord Ozan's son. Like, he belongs to another man. So by making him, and that's why Fire Lord Ozai was so mean to Zuko his whole life, because he knew it wasn't his kid. So by changing that, now you've just completely messed up the fluid story of it. I'm not saying you need play by play, scene by scene. You can add things and you can change things. I really liked in the first episode them adding like more with like the previous Fire Lord before Ozai and attacking the nations and everything. That was cool. But then when you completely just start changing plot altogether and you start changing characters, you're no longer making Avatar. You're making something new, and you might as well just write your own story and create something more original that people go, that was kind of like Avatar. It's better to power world things and make something
which I actually do think is a good idea personally.
I think that's a brilliant idea. That's why
I think spinoffs in the same verse are great ideas for live action.
The live action Parasite, them not making their own story, but just with the premise of Parasite, is brilliant. Because now we as long as they stay to like the basic rules and don't like absurdly change things, stick with the guidelines of like what Parasite is. Don't be breaking rules of the universe. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It will be good. I mean, obviously you can write a bad script, but other than that, it would be good. But yeah, I couldn't watch past episode 3, so I quit, and I'm not going back. So that kind of going to be the end of our conversation on the live action Avatar. And
yeah, they ruined it completely. But what I will say is, I don't know how to word it. They showed like what you were just saying. Like, I thought it was gonna be great when I saw the intro. Like you said, the added intro. I was like, oh, they went crazy. And then and then they showed Sokka and Katara, and I was like, oh, that's not what we talking about. And even just while they were in the whatever the scene, like you said, when she was like, "That's sexist," even the dialogue they were having was so un Sokka and Katara. Like it was like it's not even you're not even making the same character. You just threw out two random Warrior Village people in a boat. Like it was crazy.
It's once again Netflix not understanding what makes the adaptation they are. Like with the Death Note live action they did, they don't understand what makes
that never happened. That never happened. That never
they don't
happened.
understand like what.
That's what I'm talking about the Dragon Ball Z joint. That never happened. That was not.
I tell you last year I went back and watched Dragon Ball Evolution because I was like, was it really as
That's
bad?
crazy.
Or did
No,
society
it's worse.
hype? Oh, bro, it was bad. It was so bad. You know, because sometimes, yeah, I don't know if you know this, but sometimes you'll remember a movie being bad, right?
Mhm.
And then you'll go back and watch it, and you're like, it wasn't great, but it wasn't as bad as everyone made it sound.
Mhm.
Like, I went back and watched Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern, and it's not great. It's kind of corny and cheesy, but people make it seem like it's just nothing like an actual Green Lantern, and that's not true. I'm not saying it's good, but I'm not. I also would understand someone that's not a comic book fan enjoying it.
Yeah.
And I mean,
I feel like it's not Green Lantern at all. It might be.
Yeah, like someone like my mom who knows who Green Lantern is, but isn't like super deep into it, wouldn't probably enjoy it. Avatar though is not that. It's just, I mean, I guess if you've never seen Avatar, it may be enjoyable.
And that's why I'm on it hard, because I wasn't even a hard standard. Like, not saying you're harsh, but I'm just saying, like, people who expected it to be Avatar, I'm like, y'all expecting too much. No, it's objectively not good. Like, it's not even just that they made it not Avatar, they made it not good. Like, it's not a good show. It's genuinely not that good.
If you get the chance, go back, because you know it's on Netflix, and watch the animated one again, and you're gonna be like, this was a brilliantly written. Like, everything about it was just so meticulously thought out, and you're gonna be like, oh, that's great. And I mean, it bothers me because did you watch I think we talked about this last week. The Jungle Book live action is the perfect example. They changed the plot. Like, the story's a little different than the animated Jungle Book you watched growing up from Disney. But they didn't change who any of the characters were, and the overall story flowed the same. They just added some things that weren't in there. And it is probably my favorite live action, other than The Lion King, which was just play-by-play the same thing, and I was perfectly okay with that. That's what they also need to know. Sometimes don't change things, just play-by-play it. But yeah, so I mean, we don't have to talk too much more about it, because like at the end of the day, and it didn't make me want to, like, I've been fighting going to watch the One Piece live action, and this did not convince me to be like, have some faith, go watch it. But I've heard such good things about the One Piece.
So the One Piece one is what I'm saying, why I'm complaining about. The One Piece, I can't defend for people who don't want it to not be the same, but the One Piece one was like, if you don't know anything about One Piece and you watched it, this is a bomb ass show. So like, most of the complaints were like, oh, this didn't look how it was supposed to look, or this scene should have flowed differently, but it wasn't that the plot was wrong or the characters were wrong. Okay. If anyone said the plot was wrong or the characters, they're lying. As a fact, I don't care what no one said. But other than that, there's a lot of stuff. Like, as a One Piece fan, there's so much to be mad about, because what makes One Piece isn't really always there. But as a show, it was a fat ass dub. Like, there's no way you could say that's not objectively a great show. Versus back to Avatar, that shit was midaholic from like episode 2. Like, just, I mean, from episode 1, scene 1, it just progressively got worse every single scene. From the first scene of it to the last, it was every scene made you more fried. That's how I feel about Avatar.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, the reason I haven't watched the One Piece live action is the same reason people don't want to watch the anime. I'm 1,000 episodes into it. I don't want to go back to episode 1. I don't want to see Luffy weak. I only want to see Gear 5 Luffy. I don't want to go through him being a champ again. He got wrecked so much early on. I was tired. I don't want to go back and watch that again. You know, I never want to see Zoro lose again. Like, ever. That's my boy.
I would say there was something about that. I can't remember. What's something I had to say about that?
But yeah,
so. Yeah, because Solo Leveling anime is out, and I feel how other people feel about the live action about Solo Leveling. I just can't watch it. In fact, I went back and I'm reading the novel instead of not even the manga. I'm reading the light novel original because I can't feel watching the anime. And everyone's like hyping the anime and they're saying it's good enough, and I'm like, I'm not gonna watch the anime. There's nothing that can convince
me. For me, when I go from like something that I read the manga to watching it, I always feel like you have to wait till the end of the series because
that too.
Sometimes that like you'll be reading something, you'll be like, well, they didn't do this, but then they just kind of like rearrange the order things happened. Yeah. But everything that happened in that like season does happen in the anime, and they just rearrange the order because it just flows better visually when you're watching something with moving pictures. So I've never, because like I felt like that with like reading Wano arc and watching Wano arc, I was like, yo, Wano arc feels like it's just not progressing like as fast and as smooth. Like there's no way they shouldn't be. But then I realized like in order to make the show like not have to go on hiatus, they adding little things and visual things to kind of stretch it out the show a little bit. And I was like, all right, I gotta I mean,
I'll say that's a big difference to me though. And even the way people talk about the One Piece live action that don't like it, this comes back to why I told you I've been thinking about this for a while now. I guess I'm just not an anime person because reading One Piece is so fluid. Like if you read One Piece, there's no stops. Watching the anime of fucking One Piece, it's like 20 minutes of Luffy standing there. I'd be like, I can't, bro, what's happening? The One Piece anime is so slow paced, and the manga is not like that. Like that is not true to manga at all. And people who watch the anime are okay with it. But to me, and I don't even mind that it's slow paced, but that's why I'm saying the manga to me, I would always prefer. And why it's unfair to judge the live action in some places. Because if you're gonna do that, then you can say the same for the anime.
Well, yeah, and I get that. But one thing I will say, you like I don't judge live actions that are good, even if like the One Piece, like I just don't want to go back and start at episode 1.
Oh yeah, no, that's a different conversation. That's a whole different conversation.
Avatar is just generally a bad show. Like it's the dialogue's kind of corny and cheesy. Sokka,
bro, that's what I'm telling you.
I don't believe he's 17. That dude's like 30.
I'm dead. But Sokka and Katara's dialogue is so good from the first scene in the show. They haven't said anything to each other that's funny or like witty or like a single time. They've never said anything that like catches you at any point. I don't
feel like they're brother and sister. I almost feel like
they're not even siblings. I wouldn't even say that, bro. They're like strangers. It's like strangers you just threw together. Like, all right, y'all are roommates now, and like, bro, they don't know each other.
And I don't mean to be mean, but the guy that plays Sokka, his face is crooked, and it bothers me.
All right, you're recording right now, so I can't say what I'm gonna say. So I'm just gonna be like, everyone's.
And I think it's just
okay. I'm not gonna lie,
bro. He looks old. Right, all
right, listen.
The actor is 23 years old, and he looks 23, and she looks 14. 23, 14 is a big age gap.
She does not look 14. She looks like 13, and it fries me. I'm like, why does? And no, come on. Let's come back to Azula again, though. Why does Azula look 7, bro? Why did they get a little 7-year-old girl to play Azula?
I said this last week to Peter, but you weren't here. Does Aang not look like the Aang from when they go to the Fire Nation and watch the play, and it's the girl? The actor.
No, that's kind of accurate. That's
kind of accurate. Like the play version. I'm like, no, why?
That's kind of accurate, actually.
I'm like, why? This is killing me. I didn't even make it to Toph, and it bothers me because Toph is like one of my favorite characters. Like
the single worst casting. I don't even think there's anyone that I like. Aang, I can't stand.
And I don't mind Uncle Iroh.
I can't stand Iroh on that. That is not Iroh.
Okay, so I just like.
And Zhao, I was like, what is this? Right. That is a joke. That was not Admiral Zhao.
Two things. Uncle Iroh, I went back and I told you I just finished rewatching the animated. In season 1, he's really goofy like that. Like he comes off really dumb.
I'm not talking about the personality. I'm talking about the casting. That is not Iroh, is what I'm saying. I don't think that's Iroh.
I think you just missed the voice. The voice is.
So I mean, that is an iconic part too. But literally, that's what I'm saying. None of the characters are like the archetypal characters. Like Zhao is first of all a swole nigga, so that was already wild.
Hey,
that they
don't
made
mess
Zhao
with him. That boy beat up Chris Tucker in Rush Hour.
Okay, I'm not saying if he can fight or not. I'm talking about visual aesthetics, and I love him as an actor. He's one. I love that. I love him.
All right.
But I'm just saying the actual casting for that show, and I will give you Zuko. Zuko actually kind of.
Zuko and
but every other one I won't give it.
Firelord
Ozai was acting. Ozai was acting. No, like, actually more than Zuko. Ozai was the one. I'll give it. Ozai was the one. When he burnt like the half the room, I was like, this is some Ozai shit right there. That was one of the few scenes. But
and apparently
almost every other scene.
Guy, the actor went to Mark Hamill and was like, how do I need to come across to be perfect for this? And I'm just like, yes.
No, he did great.
Yes.
I don't like Kyoshi Island at all. I don't like you said, that they made her instead of the Avatar state be like clear or an orb or something. Or they could have like made a hollow of her over him. Not just.
I don't like that they added Suki's mom. Like, no, there was no mother on the island. It was just the mayor and the Kyoshi warriors.
Yeah, I don't know. It was
like
that. By the time that was already, they already had made chills.
Yeah. I don't.
Boomy actually cooked me.
I didn't even make it to Boomy.
Boomy actually cooked. I skipped to Boomy. I skipped to go look. And Jet was, I don't know what that was, and Boomy cooked me.
I didn't mind Jet casting. I just didn't like that he didn't get his own episode.
No, it's not about the casting for Jet. It was even the intro. Like that wasn't the character of Jet. Like even from the introduction to all, it was just like that's. And the timing, like they just really did that.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
And she looks like a little girl. So to me, that was not a thing.
Yeah, I mean, Azula and her whole crew just look like a bunch of like elementary schoolers going to try to fight the Avatar.
Literally little ass kids. I was like,
yeah.
I even wish they would have overdone it instead of under.
Yeah.
I would have rather everyone look.
Can we go back
20
to the 90s and when you have like 30 years old playing high schoolers? We need Toby.
Literally, I would have rather that.
Maguire being a high schooler.
I would have picked that, bro. I would have picked that instead. I'd rather Azula and Katara have been 35-year-old milfs than look like 10-year-olds, bro. That was crazy. That was crazy.
Mia Khalifa play Azula.
Bro, come on. Hold on. You kind of cooking with that, bro. You kind of cooking with that. That might have cooked.
No.
That might have cooked.
We can't cast like Arab people to play because remember the M. Night Shyamalan did that with Zuko. got him like Middle Eastern like. I was just like no. But yeah, I mean, I don't. It really just bothered me.
Anyway, this is where I wrap on that. That was the end. My last point was.
That was it. But me and you had a conversation earlier, and I mentioned to you, I don't think it's that you don't like anime because you mentioned that you think I'm not an anime person. I think anime and even American TV now has too many tropes, and no one wants to break any of those tropes, so it all feels the same. It's not like, think about 90s anime. You had Blue Exorcist, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Freezing, and Sekirei all out at the same time, putting out very different themes, tones, and just overall styles of anime. Now, every anime almost looks exactly the same, except for your, like, big AAA Jujutsu Kaisen Solo Leveling.
Which, to me, they just all look a different version of them.
Yeah, I mean, and without that variety and thing, we used to get One Piece, Dragon Ball Z, and Naruto, which look all very different from each other.
Yeah, there's no correlation.
And Bleach.
Any of them. Yeah, and all the four of them are completely different.
Now, I'll give props to Shonen because, like, Black Clover, My Hero Academia, and Demon Slayer all look very different. But even those those are on such long hiatuses. It doesn't feel like Naruto when Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece were out, when you were really in all of them all the time. Because My Hero takes a 2-year hiatus. Black Clover hasn't put out an episode in what, a year and a half. Demon Slayer
I also have to
6 month
say,
breaks.
I'm not calling it childish or anything like that. It's just more of like my personality. I grew up kind of like, you know me, like I was more like, I guess, violent, fighty, and more like adversity. So like I could really fuck with shonen in my youth. I cannot fuck with shonen anymore. Like there's good shonens and I'll still enjoy them,
Oh yeah.
but like shonen is just too much for me. I don't care about no power of friendship and we got it and believe it. Like back in the day, Naruto would say believe it, and I'd be like, yeah, you know, I was in 6th grade, bro. I'm jumping off the couch doing backflip spins, like believe it, nigga.
Nah.
Now, bro, I don't believe nothing. I don't care, bro.
There-
Half the time I catch myself wishing and praying that they could switch it up for us, and the villains could just murk all the MCs in the show way.
That's just
Like,
because My Hero Academia
where
is
I'm at.
terrible and the fandom is bad too. Come at me, My Hero Academia fans.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
show's
come at him.
bad.
Come attack
The
him
show is
personally.
bad.
Attack him personally. I do think
You
the
guys
show
be
was
sleeping on
but
Black Clover.
attack him and
It's
not
so
me.
perfect. It's such great writing. Like as far as the showing, you can tell it's really well thought out.
Yeah,
There's a
on
deeper
God though, people
arc.
be sleeping on Black Clover.
Yes,
That's crazy.
thank you.
That movie was fire.
Yes, and just like the overall thought and like very Dante Inferno's thought process put into the show, it's just great. I mean, I don't want to say anything about the manga because I know that Black Clover is one that probably I think it has more people that just watch than that read it. I think the reading company, so I don't want to ruin it for those people that like are just watching it.
Not making any
But-
specific reference.
I mean, the biggest plot twist ever is about to happen, and it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. I don't know if you know what's about to happen.
I don't know where I left off, but I don't remember any specific thing being a giant plot twist.
Oh, okay, yeah, then yeah, you don't even know. But I do feel like there are diamonds in the rough, and you'll even admit, Boyo Stray Dog looks very artistically different, has a very different theme and tone, great characters, great plot. It's a wild plot. Durara, which was probably the last. Another.
Hold on, no. Whenever Dura comes up, listen. I slept on Dura because that was in my transition phase when I wasn't really watching that much anime. I wasn't reading that much, and it was on like Adult Swim, Cartoon Network. So I'm like, I don't look at that mainstream shit no more. So I kind of ignored it, and then you said something, and I was like, I guess. I watched through 3 full shows. I watched the first season, the second season. I've been straight through that. Didn't even look at nothing else for like that week. That joint is so clever, so well written. The characters are so.
And you had no idea what was going on until the last season.
I know what's going on right now. I probably gotta watch it another 2 times to understand half that show.
Yep.
In fact, I was looking up shit on Reddit and Googling shit. That's the type of shit. I'm like what? Because I'll be forgetting.
You know the meme with the guy in front of the board and he's like breaking down the conspiracy? That is Durara fans, bro. We're all just like, I think these are linked here, and we put this together, and then you can pull the strap out, and yeah. And then the dragons fought the vampires. You're like, why? Why? Why is this a thing? Yes. Oh. Durara is beautiful. The fact that more people don't know Boyo Stray Dogs really kind of like it shocks me. But like,
yeah, because even though I didn't watch it before, I still knew about it because it was such a, I don't know, it stood out. But I think you found it early and you told me.
Oh, your mic is cutting out. Yeah. So
That.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, you. But yeah, no, yeah, it's just, and then you have your Demon Lord, which is fantastic. Like, if you like that, isekai animes, Demon Lord is a fantastic one. It's the first one.
Isekai is pretty much the only genre of anime I'll still look at.
He is
be
the
funny.
most wild. That man legit, because I love time I got reincarnated as slime. But that dude is a monster. He becomes a demon lord, but he's still trying to be the good guy. Nah, he goes, I'm conquering the world, bitches.
Yeah.
he said, I'm legit a fiend.
No, I like all of it.
Yes. And I mean, I'm really excited. But then even those, they take such long breaks between seasons. So you get so many of these little like not great ones that makes you start feeling like, but like when they put the time and money, which I think greed has a little bit to do with it, both in like American TV and foreign TV. If you're not willing to actually just be like, yo, we're doing this, no budget, do what you got to do to make it look good, you're not going to be successful. Like the one thing we know is Demon Lord and Slime, when it comes out, it's going to look amazing and the plot's going to be crazy. Like, you know it's about to be that.
You know what you just reminded me?
What?
I lost all my my web novels when my phone broke, and I thought that I remembered all of them, but I just remembered the one last one because there was a missing one in my head, and I had thought that I found it before. But it's So I'm a Spider, So What?
I haven't, like, there's an anime for that. I haven't watched it. I've been meaning to.
Mm-hmm.
I've been meaning to.
The anime is banger.
I mean, I watched Reincarnated in the Vending Machine, and it shouldn't have been as good as it was, but it was very interesting. The dude was legit a vending machine, bro.
Hey yo, that's lit.
I will say it's like it's very So I'm a Spider, So What is one of those. It was original when it was made, but like so many have come out that it's gonna be hard to appreciate because you're gonna have seen it so much. Even though it was one of the first to do what it did, you know, in transition from like novel to comic or manga to anime, how some things could have came out way longer before it comes out. Like Solo Leveling's the opposite of that. Solo Leveling's not one of the first to, but it got the webtoon faster, or the manga faster. So people think of it as one of the originals.
Solo Leveling just reminded me of Tower of God.
And the gamer, and there's a whole genre.
Yeah, like I mean, and I really, visually it looks good. I like it.
Okay.
I wish they'd move the plot a little bit faster in the anime because I kind of feel like it's kind of like lagging.
People have been saying that. People are saying they're not.
Like they're really trying to like. I feel like they need to work on the pacing, but like I do enjoy it. I'm not like as hyped about it as everybody else. I'd rather Tower of God season 2 drop. But that bitch Rachel needs to get.
But in the original though, they're two very. Fuck Rachel. Hey, I'm gonna get fuck Rachel tatted on me. I swear to God, I'll get fuck Rachel on my.
I will never date a girl.
And you know what's crazy? Well, I don't know if it's a spoiler. I won't say that, but yeah.
My boy Bong for life.
Well, it's not spoiler because it's so far. We're so far into the story. If you're only no, because I want the anime to get.
I've only watched. So I've never actually read any of Tower of God.
Yeah, no, but it's crazy because in everything I read, everything, like it could be any random story. My Fuda Succubus incarnation joint. I be reading the craziest shit. Niggas will be like, "Oh, I hate that bitch." Not worse than Rachel. In the randomest stories, the randomest pocket of the internet, you'll see people be like, or no, it could be a live action K-drama or something.
There's only one
that bitch still not as bad as Rachel.
I hate more than Rachel, and that is from The Legend of the Shield Hero. But she got adjusted.
But I was gonna say she's like, I hate her, but she doesn't matter. Rachel is like a never-ending piece of shit.
Like I think like my most hated anime characters is probably number one would probably be Reincarnated as Shield Hero.
Shield Hero, yeah, up there.
Rachel.
Yeah, Rachel, no question.
The dad from Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah, no question, bro. Sick. Hate that nigga till I die.
Who else do I hate? What
was her name? Mina?
Nina?
Rest in peace, Nina.
Oh,
yeah,
Nina. Yes. The daughter, yeah. Is there any other characters that I hate?
There's a lot that I hate.
No. I don't mean like I don't like them as a character, like your Sakuras and your Inos, which is like I just don't like their character. I mean, like I hate these people. Like
no, I hate that they're there. Yeah.
Like,
I be hating the shit out of characters.
Like Rachel, I'm like I can't wait till she gets her just dessert.
Bro, if I could box Rachel, bro.
Yeah.
I'll put hands on Rachel, bro. I'll knock her dumbass out the tower.
Oh, the tornado chick from One Punch Man. Another one that I read the anime, And that's why, like, the whole One Punch Man versus Goku thing, it don't even make sense anymore. Because Goku can't time travel, but Saitama can literally punch back like a week and a half and pulled himself through
Yeah, they're
time.
doing weird
like,
shit. They're doing weird shit now.
like, yo, Saitama's on some other.
But I don't. But personally, I don't. You know, I don't really. I don't believe in the shonen battle conversation. But I get it. I've learned to stop hating it when other people. But just on a personal level, I just don't think that. I don't think that verses are tangible. So like, it's like someone saying, "Oh, this person could blow up the moon and that one can't." But I'm like, but in this universe, someone who could blow up the moon can't even punch through the planet. And in this universe, someone could jump to another dimension, but like they can't even breathe in space. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like you can't compare.
Well,
I just
yeah,
I don't think.
it's a lot like when they talk like they bring Asta up, and people are like, oh well, he couldn't stand, and it's like Asta was fighting a guy that was shooting light, and he was dodging the light. That means he's moving faster than light. So you're and like and that was before the time skip where he got 200 times stronger and faster.
Nah,
So
that boy Asta built different.
yeah, so just because they represent it in the art style different, you have to pay attention to the nuance of what's going on. Because they legit try to say that he couldn't beat Luxus from Fairy Tail, and I was like, yes, he could. He's faster than light, and magic doesn't work on
First
him.
of all, off yeah, off. I was about to say off principle. Asta's murking like the fairy tale verse. Like
Yeah.
that's the whole point of Asta.
And I love Fairy Tail. It's coming
Fuck
back.
yeah.
It's coming back.
That was supposed to be like our first tattoo for real. For that, you know, I'm a fan.
I'm still in. I gotta save the money, but let me know. I'll get it still.
Listen,
love
I
it.
always get it to
Like,
this day.
I forever Fairy Tail. I know people hate on it, but I love it, man.
No,
It's coming back.
I think the standards people hold it to are stupid. I think it's a great show,
Well,
and I'm someone who hates the power of friendship, and I still love fairy tale.
but I think they also don't understand that like Asta and Lucy aren't the main characters. Like Fairy Tale Guild is the main character, so
Yeah.
everybody's story matters.
Yeah,
And I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the power of friendship, but you give me some good characters with that trope, and
fairy
I'm
tale
good.
hits though.
I
Fairy tale
mean,
hits though because the point of the guild being like squad, like we wreck all day and then
like
it hits.
like anytime I hit with like you can go to any anime world where you're going, it's Fairy Tale, bro.
No question.
Like without a doubt, I'm going to Fairy
Well,
Tale.
depending on what type of abilities I got. Yeah,
I'm going to
if I
Fairy
got
Tale.
magic and shit, I'm with it.
No, even if it's
And
just
it's fun.
me as a normal person, I will go to Fairy Tale, bro. I can learn
You won't.
magic through a tool, bro.
You won't. See, I need a world where that's super easy and I won't die.
I mean,
Fairy tale be having some villains. I ain't gonna
yeah, but
listen.
none of the
For no reason.
but none of the people in the town ever die.
But that's just because our characters don't die. But niggas get murked. It'll be like, oh, half the village got murked, and then none of our characters. Which is awesome.
I just go live in the town with Fairy Tale, be nice to them all.
That steel dragon lit. I don't understand how you can spit metal out of your mouth, but I'll take it.
He hit you with shavings. But yeah, no, like just yeah, but like so like with anime, like a lot of the tropes is in everything now. Like it's all the same
But I
tropes.
also I have to say I agree with you, but I do need to say I genuinely prefer the visuals of like I remember when the 3D stuff started coming out and people were like spazzing. I'd be kind of fucking with it, bro. I'd be loving those 3D animation styles. They're like one of my favorite
I like
types of shows.
sometimes, but it's the same thing again. Like it started 3D and then everyone went 3D.
Yeah, I didn't like it when
And
it
it's like
became.
no, like we need
But early on, they were cooking.
variety. I mean, you can even do it when you go into like American movies and TV. It's like think about when we were younger, right?
Mhm.
You had shows where it was like you had The Fresh Prince of Bel Air, something we all grew up watching. You had Family Matters.
We all is crazy. I don't know what type of African centric TV y'all was watching, but I was a good
Whoa.
proper American who watched Seinfeld. I didn't
I
watch that
hated
Negro
Seinfeld.
television.
I did not like Seinfeld.
Yeah, I'm not talking about you ratchet baby kids. I'm talking about us kids.
Wow.
It's like no, I never watched an episode of Seinfeld in my life.
I'm not a fan. Like people kept hyping it, so I was like, let me give it a try. I just couldn't. I didn't enjoy it. But I
You didn't
mean,
even give me with the intro.
you had
But yeah,
Fresh
go ahead.
Prince, you had Family Matters, which essentially is the same show, and you had the Cosby Show, all pretty much the same show but they were all different. They tackled real world problems, not like, oh, you hurt my feeling problems. And to anyone that has like a sensible mind and understands the real world, it's very off-putting when you watch a news show and it's like, he doesn't like me because I think this. And it's like, yeah, well, there's someone dying down the street because they can't afford housing and food. So I don't really care if he doesn't like you. Like, there's bigger problems. I can't afford to pay my bills, and I'm supposed to sympathize for you because your feelings are hurt. And it's hard for everyone, and some people can, but majority of us don't care as much. Or it's just a big gossip thing. Like you're and I'm not saying I love my Vampire Diaries and Pretty Little Liars.
Yeah,
but
top 3 shows of all
time. But at the
Gossip
time,
Girl,
But when every show is Gossip Girl, it's just not good. like I only can take so much tea. I don't.
Yeah. I mean, it needs to only be
tea.
Gossip
I love the gossip, and I'd like to be like, oh dang, he did what? I love Fruit Basket. No, not Peach Girl. Peach Girl, bro. That was my Gossip Girls.
Now you couldn't.
Peach Girl was my Gossip Girl. But I don't need every show to be like that with drama. And I kind of felt like that. Like, did you watch Suits?
Of course.
Suits was so good the first few seasons because it was just a lawyer show. But then they just brought in random drama for no reason. And it was just like, all right, I'm just not feeling it no more. And I feel like that is a common thing, and I don't know if it's they just keep going because they want to make money instead of just giving it a good, like, story, ending, all right, we'll create something new later. And that was the best part of, early 2000s USA, with your Psych, your Burn Notice, your White Collar, that was the most fire genre area in all of TV. They were all pretty much the same shows, but with different, like unique tropes, I guess. You had Monk, where he was like OCD. You had my boy Dexter, where he was a serial killer that worked with that was a cop. It was just like, oh, these were just such brilliant. But now you get things where Game of Thrones come out. Game of Thrones is different. Now everyone wants to be Game of Thrones. It's a copycat game instead of an original game. And I think what we need for those people that actually enjoy story and not just watching it for entertainment, you need more. You need substance to your shows. And I think that's what like a lot of people are starting to feel with like movies, because I've heard a lot of people like Dune Part 2 just came out, and I've heard it's really good, but I think it's different and like unique. But then just like a few months ago, Netflix dropped that new series that is literally not much different than Dune. It's like Dune Star Wars-ish. Something Moon Rebel.
Oh yeah, we watched it.
Yeah, I mean, I was legit like calling myself a Dune ripoff. And it's but it's done right at least. It doesn't feel like I'm watching Dune because it is different.
I mean, okay, so we watched it, and I'll say it was yeah. Okay, any of my complaints with it were not the stolen concepts. They did fine. They stole just enough and like made it original and like it. First of all, they did power word it. My man's getting fapped off by a demon octopus was lit. I'm not lying to you. Fuck that. But the only thing I'll complain about that movie, I have to say, because we watched it and we were like, no, David, that's where the power of friendship cooks me a little bit. David, they power of friendship the shit out that whole movie, bro. There were so many moments where it's like, damn, it's over for you niggas. And then they're like, pew pew, we all fight together, pew pew, we won. No, you didn't win. That was what are you talking about, bro? There was so much. That's the movie we're talking about. But don't say any specifics because we can't spoil.
Yo, plot armor. What?
There was so much power friendship plot armor. That's it, and it was frying me. But it was a great movie. And I still enjoyed it.
I mean, it was a great live action. When he betrayed them, I was like, I kind of saw it coming, but it was good.
Yeah.
I mean,
that it was awesome. even
And then
with the plot armor,
and then like
it was like so satirical, so like I mean the production was awesome.
yeah,
And then like
it was
storytelling,
there was
having good
there were
plot
some
armor
big
in the
name actors
story.
in that. Like all the actors, I
Oh
was
yeah,
like, yo,
no,
that
that's
I know that guy from this and this.
That cast went crazy.
that
I'll give you
Yeah,
that
I was
too.
like,
That
all right.
I loved it for real, for
And
real. That
I
whole thing, start to finish,
some of it,
epic.
I wonder if maybe, and it might be our fault as consumers that we like request like we want new stuff today, next day. We want new stuff today. That
Prime
instead of
yesterday, bro.
yeah. So what they need to do is start being like, nah, we're giving you Netflix. Be like, we'll give you 3 Netflix original movies and 3 Netflix 6 in total a year. So you're gonna get 3 movies, 3 shows.
Hold there,
That's
David.
a year.
Hold up. This seems like bad
I do not
propaganda.
agree.
Whoa! Let me
How
finish.
to
Let me
generate a
finish.
whole production.
Let me
I
We
need
need
a
a
new
new
show
show every
week.
day.
I would rather take
Maybe every
mid-
No,
hour.
they're garbage.
No.
They're garbage.
Did they need to do
If
better?
you give me
I'm not
one
giving
more,
time as the
this is
excuse.
why you have.
I'm not giving time as
You
the excuse.
get
No,
season
okay,
8
okay,
of
hear me
Love
out.
is Blind.
Hear me out.
I
Hear
don't
me out.
care
Hear me
about
out.
Love
Hear
is
me out.
Blind. Your love
No,
doesn't
I hear what you're
matter to
saying.
me. I have
Yeah,
a
Love is Blind is mid.
mortgage.
No, Love is Blind is mid. Love is Blind is mid. But what I will say
Season 1
right
was
now,
fire, and then they felt like they had to
no,
do more.
David, what I will say right now is that the midification of content happened way before we got to this. Way before.
It's when it started becoming instant. The age of internet
No.
ruined it.
It was mid way before that.
When?
Nigga, movies have been mid for like 15 years now.
Yeah, at the start of it, like
No, the movie industry was not following that pattern. That is so recent. The movie industry was fighting digital and online for the longest. Stop this. You're trying to rewrite history.
No.
The
That's not what I'm
television,
saying. That's
the
not what I'm
television
saying.
industry, the film industry were not trying to do what streaming is doing now. In fact, Netflix was not mid in the beginning.
You're
It was
right.
not. Their productions were actually banger, and they were putting out. So it's not the speed that is making them garbage, and I will not allow that excuse. They can put out good movies every week. They can. It is possible.
I don't think that's true.
Okay, every week is slicing it, but you get what I'm saying.
No, y'all AI about to make us so
Shut
they
up.
can do it every week.
No, we're
Yeah,
no.
Netflix bottom GPUs.
They have to.
All I'm saying is I'm not giving it to the time. I can't agree with that, but I'm gonna listen to everything.
I just like. I mean, but if you think 3 movies, so 3, it's only 12 months. So if 6 of the 12 months we're getting TV shows and movies, that's actually like more than Netflix gives us now.
Yeah, that's valid.
But that also means that you just put all your
Fine.
time, but I mean, I think it also just comes out they don't listen to people. They don't listen. Yo, the anime community was on Netflix all day, every day. They were like, we don't need Crunchyroll. Netflix out here throwing out the fire classics, and they were like, you know what we should do? Let's get rid of all of them and put out this dumb Jaden Smith anime. Where's my girl Comey? I need a new season of my girl Comey.
Yeah, they're cooking me, bro. I literally am rewatching it again. And I was just rewatching it when we were talking like a month or 2 ago. And I'm rewatching it.
My Bride is a Mermaid needs to come back onto Netflix.
Oh, David, this is gonna be the craziest thing I'll ever say. Bro, I want My Bride as a Mermaid as a live action.
Yes.
Actually, no, I don't. You know what I want? I want a sequel live action.
No, if you do a live action My Bride is a Mermaid, you can't let Hollywood touch it. It has to be one of those like independent Japanese company that makes the
Yeah, I was
really
gonna say,
corny,
I
like
don't
Shaolin
get.
Soccer.
I don't even
The
get
company
that
that does
concept.
Shaolin Soccer
Oh,
needs
that
to do
was a
My
banger,
Bride is a Mermaid. It needs to come off corny and cheesy
was a banger.
visually with a really good script.
Yeah, but I was gonna say that's the issue to begin with. I don't think it needs to touch America at all. Like, why does America even need to touch it? Like, there's so many animes. If a Japanese studio had just done it, they literally make live actions all the time that just don't get out here, and it's normal because it follows their cultural references and
But
shit.
that's not even true because Sweet Home. Have you watched Sweet Home on Netflix?
No, I skipped through it, but I read it, and so I cheated. But I watched it.
It's amazing, and even like Alice in Borderland, both of them are fantastically done. Are those those are done by Netflix, or were those a Japanese company that they sold to Netflix?
No, but listen. So you just named 2 things, right? Alice in Borderlands went straight manga to live action, right?
Yes.
And Sweet Home was a web novel. Those weren't animes to live action, is what I'm saying. So that's a different concept than adapting anime.
Okay.
Like even if it has a manga too, if they don't have an anime, there's a difference. If that makes sense.
I mean, and like I will give it. I've realized there's a shift in Hollywood because if you pay attention, like 2025, 2026, pay attention to all the movies coming out. It's you got I Am Legend 2. They're taking all these old movies that have ones that people want more, and they're giving it to us finally. Instead of making like live actions of animated shows from when we were kids and failing at it, they're just giving us the sequels that we always asked for.
Which I'm okay with.
I'm completely okay with that. What did I just see that
And
coming out with a 2 of?
Spin-offs are like my fucking favorite.
Oh, there's a. I just saw one earlier that I was like, finally, season 2. But I can't think of what it was. Or not season 2, a second movie. But yeah, and then I also think they need to just make it simple, bro. Monkey, dinosaur, fight. Let's go. Like, we don't need something complex. It's Godzilla and Kong, and they're fighting. We don't even know why they're fighting, but they are.
Yeah, honestly, that's enough for me, bro.
You had that with Pacific Rim, big robot.
Nah, those back to 3D. Those 3D Godzilla joints were bomb. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, the ones
They
on
was
Netflix.
cooking. Yeah, they was cooking.
I mean,
with them
Camp Creation. Did you watch the Jurassic Park one on Netflix? It was
Yes,
definitely
actually,
for kids, but I really enjoyed it myself.
No. That joint was banging. I ain't gonna lie. That joint was cooking.
I was like, yo, this is good.
And if I was younger, I think I would have really been like it would have
I watched.
It was a little bit childish, but it was good.
I watched
it was good
with like Arya, and she was like really into like, cause she's a big Jurassic Park fan.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Pacific Rim, the animated one that came out on Netflix, where they're in the outback, that was fantastic. Like I really did enjoy it. I mean, I watched the Dragon Prince on them little kid troll hunters. Those things be going hard, bro.
Nah, they do good with the kid stuff. For some reason, they really tend to do the kid stuff too. Overall, what are you looking at?
You know what
I don't
it is?
be knowing about stuff, so I'm just trying to peep it as you.
Like this is the biggest problem I started to see. When you create characters, right? They need to be relatable, but better. If that makes sense. Because if I watch a guy that does exactly what I would do and has the same results, I'm just like, yep, and it makes you depressed. But when you watch someone like Uncle Iroh, who is like, he does a lot of things that a normal person would do, but he just does the right thing and the better option of the options he has. You're like, I want to be Uncle Iroh one day. I mean, you saw it in like Static Shock, right? His father ran into normal everyday black male problems that live in that's Detroit, I believe. That's where they live. He would just handle it the right way, which a lot of us wouldn't. You know, someone say something racist to us, I'm probably gonna beat the hell out of them. He's gonna be like, nah, it's not worth it. We can be better. And then you're like, yes, I can be better. And it makes you want to keep watching it. But when you watch it and they're just you get depressed because you're like, dang, I'm shitty too. And
we
doesn't make you feel good.
We winning out here. We smart, big brain activities.
Ironically, when you get characters like Uncle Iroh, which everyone loves, they're role models. You don't get that anymore in TV and stuff.
Chill. I got a lot of
character ends up being the bad guy every time.
What's so wrong with that?
Like,
bad guy.
He's a role model. He's building you up, and then he turns into the bad guy. And the whole time he's been working with the bad people, and it's like, well, now this is why I have trust issues. like, come on, just give us some good people. Like, there are good people out there. I understand there's a lot of bad people, but there are some good people, like good genuine people out there, and we need to see that. We need our Uncle Irohs. That's what movies and TV are missing. They all need an Uncle Iroh. They're Gandalfs. Gandalf was there. Was he perfect? No, but he was there. I mean, neither was Uncle Iroh. Uncle Iroh wasn't perfect. Early in his life, he was a mass murderer for the Fire Nation. Like, they're the reason he had his reputation.
See, bad guys, allegedly, as you're saying, they're not really bad. They could be inspirational.
No, he will admit. Uncle Iroh admits I was a bad person. I just saw how bad I was and changed. People can
Yeah,
change.
yeah. Yeah, Iroh was like, he was a super villain. He just was like, my lesson.
He's like,
I was tripping.
after his son died, life and reality kicked in of like, oh dang, this is what I've been doing to everyone
This is
around me.
real. Yeah, like, nah.
You know, he was self-centered.
Leaves from the vine.
Oh, don't sing that. I can't handle it. You're not even on the screen. Every time you lean forward, you disappear.
Yeah, because the camera's right here and I'm going over here.
Yeah, it's so funny because then we can still hear you though.
Mhm.
But yeah, so like I think building better characters. I think also they like to make casts really big. You ever notice that? Like Camp Creation, there's like 9 kids in that. Like, yo, do 3 and actually build like an in-depth.
I would say, I'm personally, that's actually a pet peeve of mine. Like, I hate when you make too many. Like, I don't mind there being a lot of support characters, but I don't like shows with too many like main casts.
Yeah, I mean,
So I like to linearly go through stuff. If you switch perspectives too much, I lose interest.
exactly. I mean, unless you're gonna do a Lord of the Rings where it's like 3.5 hours per movie, so you have time to go through everyone's point of view. But a lot of them don't want to do that. Yeah. But we were talking, and we're gonna do something fun today.
Hey,
If you could take an animated movie or TV show and turn it into a live action, how would you personally do it? So like, and what would you do? Obviously, you got to think of what animated TV show or movie would you be like, I want to make a live action. If you have casting ideas, obviously you can throw them out.
this is
Casting ideas is
good
crazy.
question. I did not see this coming.
Yeah, he brought it up. I purposely didn't think about it in the slightest, so that I could think about it in real time. So I haven't really considered anything or considered any show or anything.
I've thought of mine because it's like my favorite, and I've put a lot of time.
Yeah.
I really thought I want to do a live action Treasure Planet. One, because I just don't want Disney to do it because I feel like they're gonna do it terribly.
You cooked.
Okay.
And like the only like there's 2 things that I think I want to do with the live action. One, I'd like to put more backstory of his father, because like it really seemed like his dad died when he was like really young, but then he really seems like, and it was like, but it also made it seem like his dad was like a sailor, which means he wouldn't have been home much anyway. So it doesn't make sense why he had such a close relationship with him. But I think even so, I was like, putting like maybe at the beginning showing more of like his dad and him and his mom, and even to the point of maybe making it like the pirate group that he like fight throughout the movie being the reason his dad died, because I mean clearly this was supposed to be a bad pirate group, and in the kid movie you don't want to make them seem as bad because it's for children, so you're like, they're bad, they're pirates, they're bad. That's as deep as you're. But doing a live action, I think you understand when you make a live action movies like The Jungle Book, you're not making these for kids. Like, yes, the kids will watch them, but you're kind of making it for the adults.
You can go more mature.
Yeah, you can make it a little bit more mature, and it's more for the adults that kids can watch. At the end of the day, your target audience is the people that grew up watching it, and then they'll introduce it to their kids. The pirate, the main pirate guy, he's the one that I'm like, I don't know who I'd want to cast for him. The guy from Dune, I think, would make a really good, what's the main character's name?
I know who you're talking about.
I want to call him Jake, but I don't think that's his name.
Bro, Jake?
I feel like I just picked the most stereotypical, like,
yeah,
90s white guy.
Where are you?
I picked the most like stereotypical white guy name. Here, let me see. Let me pull this up real quick.
Was it Timothy?
Timothy, yes.
Peter Watt. Never mind.
On it from
No,
afar.
no,
be
Peter.
able to
Peter special.
be, I am.
Peter special breed of human.
No, it's Jim,
What?
right?
Nigga, the main character from June, the actor, right?
It's Jim Hawkins.
That is, bro. What are you talking about right now?
Are you talking about a specific rendition?
No, Disney's
No.
Disney's Treasure Planet, right?
Oh, he was talking about Treasure Planet.
Yeah, Treasure Planet. What did you think I was talking about?
No, you word for word said the main character. Of Dune.
What?
You said Dune.
Oh, yeah, I meant Jim Hawkins. I'd want.
No, I now know what you're talking about. Now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we were on 2 different pages. Which
That's
I
hilarious.
didn't know his voice actor was Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
That makes sense though.
That actually, yeah. I this is the thing I don't know how I do. So like the captain and the professor, they're like half animal, half humanoid, right? Do we go like Cats, where it's like the CGI with actual like actors' face in them? Because prosthetic doesn't look as good. I don't feel.
I mean, we've gotten to a level of both prosthetic and CGI that I'm like, you can do it. I don't know how you what you would decide on, but it's possible to make it look good.
Or do you do it like Planet of the Apes did? Like those apes are actual people, like Smeagol.
I mean, look at Planet of the Apes. That's a perfect example I'm making. That looks good. They do good with that.
Like,
visual.
like Smeagol and stuff. So probably do it that way. I think I mean, if we do it now, I think Ben, you still the robot they meet on the planet, you just cast Martin Short to redo his voice, because obviously he's not gonna be the robot. This isn't the like the late '90s where you just put people in costumes and throw them out there. But Long John Silver, I have two paths with him, because he's supposed to be the mentor figure, but then still be the bad guy. I'd love to either see a Robert Downey Jr. play a villain, because you do get the mental, you get like Tony Stark mentor Peter Parker, so you've seen that aspect of him. Or a Jack Black and go a little goofier and see if he could pull off being like a bad guy. Because you saw, I mean, he did it as Bowser, but that's voice acting. Can he physically act? Because if you think about how he acted when he was just the cook, he was kind of goofy, but at the same time, I care about you, which I think Jack Black could pull off really well. And we've seen Jack Black in more serious roles.
That's what I'm thinking of now. I'm like he has range, and he's one of the best actors. I think he's in his bag when he's goofy, but it's not like he doesn't have the range to go.
Yeah, like, and I feel like you'd get two different versions with those actors too. The professor that's the dog, I think that should just be like Will Ferrell. I think Will Ferrell would be perfect as like the nerdy, like well-informed guy. I don't know, who do we get to play the captain? I don't know who I'd have to play the captain.
That's where I gotta. Unlike you, I believe in diversity. So I would have to pick a nice, good South American.
Captain's supposed to be British.
That's why I said I believe in diversity.
I mean, it's space. We can go anyone.
So we gotta
Shakira?
Go See, I was going Latin. That's what I was. That's what.
Oh no, what's her name? That plays Gamora from Guardians of the Galaxy. I think would be perfect.
Now you're talking my language. That's the vibe I was going for. I didn't want to make it. I don't know what's allowed to be said. Yeah, I think she could though. I think she actually would be able.
That was more.
I
of a
could
joke
see.
That
I
was
could
kind
see.
of a joke because the other guys, Will Ferrell and
I
Eva
was
Mendes.
I was gonna say I could see that, but I couldn't see that at the same
I
time.
mean, remember the other guys was Will Ferrell and Eva Mendes are married,
Yeah.
so I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Now that actually was a good like dichotomy in the other guys.
yeah, it worked out way better than I thought it should. Like, it was actually funny. But yeah, I think like Treasure Planet is one that like you don't change too much, you only add. You don't change anything, you only add. And with today's special effects, we could make it look crazy good. Yeah. And I think it's just a movie that like a lot of us really, really enjoyed growing up. I mean, a lot of young preteens and teen boys could really relate to Tim Hawkins. And it was different than like Muppet Treasure Island and the original Treasure Island. Oh, yeah. How about you, Peter? You got one? An animated that you're like, I just want to see this with real people.
You know, my memory doesn't serve me too well in terms of the full breadth of everything that I've seen, so I don't know if I'm making the right choice.
I mean, there's
I
no wrong answer.
Something that would be very
Just
beneficial.
any anime
would
that
be-
you remember.
Anything
Animated
yeah,
series.
animated. I mean,
think
heck,
that
if you're like, I want a
taking
live
that-
action Arthur, that'd be weird, Arthur to be live action, but
Mm,
I don't
Hold on,
want
live action Caillou would go crazy.
to. Yo, that would be lit. How we gonna get a child with a big bald head like that though? And we can't put a grown man because now he get creepy.
Nah, just shave him. Shave him.
yeah.
Or use a midget. Oh wait, can you say midget? I don't know. Whatever. Use a midget.
No, that's weird. That's weird.
You never watched Little Man?
Yeah, no, no. This is supposed to be like a legitimate movie, not a joke.
You didn't say that. You didn't say that. You said make it into a live action. That's all I heard.
You'd want to make Caillou into a comedy?
Well, maybe.
Then I'm doing No David, and I'm turning that into a comedy. And then after this, we'll do one animated that we like. They should never make live
A
action.
BoJack Horseman live action. That's not what I would do, but that would be fire, nigga. Like that would go crazy.
BoJack Horseman.
Oh yeah.
Oh, a live action Adventure Time might actually be fire.
I was gonna say that too at first, but then I was like, I don't think we're there yet visually.
Really, I think
For
we
what I
could
would want it to be.
pull off something
What I would want it to
crazy.
be, I don't think they're there yet. Like I would want Adventure Time to be like, yeah,
Like,
yeah. Like you gotta turn that into still that as live action. Like you can't tone it down. Like it has to still be like candy.
or live action Rick and Morty could work.
That was what I was gonna say next. I was just Rick and Morty is pretty much what I was.
I mean, I liked the Mario movie. I don't know if I want to see a live action though. I think it's weird watching like actual people jump through pipes and kick mushrooms.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the same.
It'd be quite creative.
Samurai Champloo. That'd be great live action.
That would be really good.
Done right would be insane.
Like give it the same budget and director as like 47 Ronin.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it would be crazy good.
It'd be beautiful. I would love to see Samurai Champloo. That's like one of the top. Nana, y'all know I'm obsessed with Nana. I would love to see Nana, but I wouldn't do that at all because I think like a 25-year-old woman from Tokyo. Like yeah, as a nigga from America, I don't even know Tokyo at all. Really, I've never maneuvered.
You know what there's a genre of anime that you should never make a live action, and that's sports. I don't want to see a live action Haikyuu. That's just a bunch of dudes playing volleyball.
Hold
Kuroko
on,
Basket is
wait,
dumb. No, it's not
wait,
gonna be the same.
wait. I think a live action crazy.
A live action Eva might go crazy.
A live action EFO might go
I
crazy.
don't know. I don't
As soon as
think
you said it.
you don't get the effects the same.
No, you can make the effects look
Well,
good.
the problem is, you saw that. Did you see Creed 3?
No, I didn't want that.
So in Creed 3, he took a lot of the inspiration from the fight from Ippo because Michael
Mhm.
B. Jordan is a big Ippo fan, and he's the one that did a lot of the. It just doesn't come out. It didn't come out good. It didn't look good.
But I think it could be done good. I'm not saying they would do it, but I think a live action EPO is possible.
I mean, Ace of Diamonds. I don't want to see a. I don't want to
No,
see a little Asian boy yelling
No.
at the top of
Yeah,
his
no.
yeah. Like it just
Not at all.
sports animes need to just stay anime.
Yeah, most sports I don't want to see, but EPO is just the one that I thought of when you said.
Wait, a live action Kenichi.
I thought that. Yeah, I was just gonna say that next too. I was waiting for you to say.
Like,
Yeah,
I can't lie.
no question.
You could
They
take
can
out
do
a
that.
little bit of like the pervert stuff,
Mhm.
like, and
But that's just cultural things. The time
yeah.
back then.
I don't need you to punch her in her clothes and be like,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, no Eki.
But
No Eki in a live action, but I think that would be done.
just a high
awesome.
school boy that's like, let's.
Why'd you pull up Gun Gale?
I still didn't know what I wanted to choose, so I'm just picking.
Are you-
Gun Gale would be fire
You want
as
to do a
live action.
live action Sword Art? That might be actually fire.
No. For me, it would either have to be Gun Gale specifically, or the movie where they were doing one of those two live action. I would.
I don't know.
Sword Art.
Could you?
I don't know if I would want to
Alright,
see live
hold on.
action.
Hear me out. Hear me out with the original Sword Art. Imagine Peter Jackson, the one that does Lord of the Rings, doing a Sword Art Online with that plot. So the effects and
Okay,
visuals of Lord of the
see the
Rings.
visuals being good. I could see the visuals being good.
So get Peter Jackson and the guy and George Lucas to like for the effects of like the blades and stuff. I could see
Mhm.
that actually being like, or the guy who did The Wall with Matt Damon, where he
Mhm.
on the Great Wall of China and they're fighting the little demon things. Like,
Mhm.
I think you could pull off a Sword Art, like a high budget Sword Art Online.
I do agree it could be pulled off. I'll say that. Now that you say that visuals, I can, especially the what is it? Which one is or is that interesting? Where are they in the first season?
That's when they that's die in the game, die in real life.
No, I'm saying what's the game in the first season?
Oh, that's
Which game is that?
Oh,
I can't remember.
that's oh, what is that called?
Who knows?
Well,
Psychopaths would be lit.
Psychopaths, I think, could be really good.
That'd be great.
There's a lot of animes that could be good live action. What about like American like TV like Cubics?
No, I hated American TV by it.
Cuban.
Not Kirby. Kirby live action would be weird.
Hold on. I'm gonna cook.
Ooh.
What if I had to pick and we're talking cartoon style and we're talking American? What would I go?
Yeah.
Something like Totally Spies, but that's cheating. That's easy question.
Totally Spies would be lit.
But that's
Kim
definitely doable.
Possible?
Like they could do that now. Yeah, Kim Possible. But those ones they could do it if they. That's not even a question.
American
I
Dragon
want to go
Jake
more
Law.
creative. I would love to see that, like done right. I can't imagine. Like that would go crazy.
You know what I don't want to see a live action TV show turn? Phineas and Ferb,
What?
because it's just not the same.
Nah, yeah. I mean, but that's one of those. The animation is part of the joke. Like like
Yeah.
it makes it.
I
Like,
don't,
breaking
I don't want to
physics
see a
down, like-
live action, but Dorito Head.
I mean, remember her? Well, I don't want to say that on recording.
Yeah,
Well,
I
it doesn't
know- I
matter.
know what you're
Do
gonna
you remember
say.
Dorito?
Yeah.
You remember Phineas? You remember Phineas? I was just talking about her, Lisi. That's why I thought about it. Yo, her head was really shaped like a Dorito in real life. That's crazy to me to this day.
Oh, but
I mean, she was cute. So I guess it's okay to say.
yeah,
Um,
El Tigre.
let me think. Dexter for sure. I would love to see a
Oh.
good live action.
A good live action Dexter could be fun. Get
Ed and
the
Eddie.
laboratory.
And then that it could be insane. It could be better than the animation if they
It's
do it
just
really well.
Trailer Park Boys. Trailer Park Boys is literally Ed, Edd and Eddie, except they're not trying to buy Jawbreakers because they're adults.
Yeah, 'cause you might be cooking right now. I was just watching the Trailer Park Boys in what was it, Miami? Was that you? Who was I watching that with? That wasn't you.
Probably, I don't know. Oh, but oh, I just had one. Oh, Codenamed Kid Next Door.
Fuck yeah. That's like one of the highest tier of that would go crazy. That would go actually crazy.
I don't want a live action Cockburn in underpants. I just don't want to see an actual grown man wearing running around.
That type of stuff I don't.
I love the animated movie they made for it with Kevin Hart and what's his name? Voice acting. I actually really enjoyed it. I thought it was good.
I was thinking that there's some stuff I don't want to see. Like Shin-Chan's one of my favorite shows ever, but it would be like they're able to make it creepy and it's not. If it was live action, it would be weird. The jokes would not transfer this. So some stuff I don't think. Like most adult comedy animation, I don't think I would want to see live action. Like the Family Guy type stuff. I don't want to see that live action at all.
Yeah, where there's nothing like spectacular visuals, because even like Archer live action, it's just
I would not.
like the weird animation is kind of what makes it fun.
Yeah. And mind you, Archer is probably one of my
Archer
top
live action is just Austin Powers
all time. I'd love me some Archer.
Archer live action is Austin Powers, pretty much. Like American Austin Powers.
Nah, Archer is my show though.
I love
Archer. Is show.
A live action Futurama would be good.
Fuck yeah, they could do that one because that's I don't know, it's different. That's
it's
not
just the Fifth Element.
Dude. No, Futurama though. I would love to see a well done Bender.
Yeah,
that would be great. I'm trying to think.
Damn.
So I'm gonna say personally though, like out of like if I have to pick, does it matter if it's anime or not? Because anime feels cheating, but
I mean it doesn't matter honestly. Like either way.
If I genuinely had to pick, the one thing I've always wanted to make, like personally, like I was Air Gear.
Ooh,
I've always wanted.
Take away the ecchi, obviously, because
yeah, no. First of all, Air Gear was a thing of the time. Like there were so many like pedo jokes and it was super ecky and it was shit. But I don't care about but if you like, remember I read it.
It's
the manga was not like the anime.
It's the age of the eckies because you're talking. That's the same time as like Freezing, Zekirei,
but also
High School of the Dead.
Audio stopped, so I'm just listening through your.
What do you mean stopped?
Yeah, it cuts out every now and then, but you do cut back in.
No, if we cut, he wouldn't. He's here with me, so he's saying you. It's like your audio shouldn't cut though.
My audio.
I don't either. I don't hear either of you through.
I know, but you shouldn't be hearing me because we're in the same place. I'm saying you should just be hearing him.
Yeah, I'm hearing him through your headphones.
Do y'all hear me?
Nah, he's saying your voice isn't coming through.
Okay.
My voice?
Peter, stop being stupid. He's frowning right now.
All right, hear me out. Live action High School of the Dead.
No, that would go crazy. Honestly, though, that would be better than almost all the zombie stuff they've made. And I personally would say maybe. Well, no, I won't say that.
You gotta leave in some of it. Some of it you can't take out, bro. Her jumping and the bullet going through her boot. It has to happen, bro. It has to happen. We don't have to make the scene as long. And like
make it.
High School of the Dead.
Make it College of the Dead so we can keep it accurate.
No, we don't need the bathtub scene. They can cut that out completely.
You wildin'. I just need them to be adults.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean that's honestly how I feel about a lot of stuff. I think a lot of people get too attached to the parts of it that we know are a different point in time, and I'm like, you can't hold it to that standard. Like it was more normal to say that at the time. And the biggest thing about Eki, if not anything else, is that we were like that age.
Well, but you also literally
the
Like,
characters were older than me. Like when you talk about freezing and stuff like that, they were like high school seniors, and we were like in 8th grade.
but
Like
you also have
this
to
was
look
like an
at it.
old
You
woman
gotta
to
look
me.
at it from like not American eyes. In
Yeah.
Japan, High School of the Dead, they're all considered adults. They're at the age of consent.
Yeah, but you can't say that out loud. That's
I mean,
crazy.
it's weird now, like
No.
but us growing
No.
up, I feel weird
feel
now
it.
even
Oh,
looking at it.
crazy.
Like I'd go back and watch them, and I'm like, this is weird. Why
Right?
was this
You
a
know what
thing?
sucks? I can't go back to stuff like Bible Black now. It makes me so sad because I feel like I've outaged it, and
No,
I'm
you
like,
did not
how did
just
I
say Bible
outage
Black.
hentai? How did I outage hentai because they were young? That's crazy. When I
Hmm.
first watched Bible Black, once again, I was like 11 and they were like 16. I thought it was some wild shit. I'm like, oh, they're grown. Now that I can't go back and watch it, yo, why were they in high school when all the best hentai? What the fuck?
Yeah, and that's just a cultural difference.
It is.
And I'm just
It is.
just not for it. It's weird.
Oh, you know what I think stuff like that too.
Is Freezing, is she in
When
high
people-
school? I thought she was like 18, 19 years old.
You know what? Freezing might be a
'Cause they're in an
university.
academy. Yeah, they're in like an academy. Well, I don't know if she's in high
I
school.
think they're like
She might be,
17,
like,
18,
20.
19. I think they're like 17, 18, 19, like that age,
Because
like
even
that
in like
like your college
Sekirei,
years.
in Sekirei, other than like the girl that he is fighting for him, the rest of them are all older than her.
Yeah, Sekirei, they're grown.
Yeah, except for the main girl, because she's the youngest.
I don't know, but
Oh, hold on. Speaking of old school, the live action we need, Claymore.
what? Oh, that would go crazy.
And I already know who we get to direct.
I want
director.
them to do Claymore like Brotherhood and do it properly so bad.
Take the director of The Witcher from Netflix and let him do Claymore.
Yes. I was spending my whole life to.
And guys, if you haven't watched Claymore, I'm telling you now, go watch it. It is maybe one of the most beautifully animated animes. Like, the animation is so good even now, but the story is fantastic, and the anime doesn't even like hit the tip of the iceberg of like the actual story, like the manga goes.
Claymore is so.
Like, it's one of those that these animation companies in Japan, they need to go try to buy the rights to Claymore and make another one, like they did with Blue Exorcist.
Please.
Do it like they did Blue Exorcist. Like, Netflix, if you're listening, I don't know, maybe someone happens to come across this because they hear us talking about their Avatar. Claymore. Go get the director of The Witcher you got doing that and let him do Claymore. Oh my gosh, would it work? Like,
bro, that would be game changer. That would change the culture.
I mean, oh man. Get a couple actual Claymore anime fans that work in the industry to help you work on it. Oh man, that would be that, and Helsing, I think, would be two that would just bangers.
Ooh. The one I'd be loving. I would love a lot of the, like when we talk about the 90s-ish one, I would love like a Evangelion or like Ghost in the Shell or like Paranoia Agent. Code Geass could be done so good in live action. It could be done so good. It could be done so. Honestly, Lelouch, I think to this moment is still my favorite.
Like, main character ever?
It depends on type. Like, you know, like I don't consider anime a genre personally. I'll always make genres. Like, action is a different genre. But in that type of genre, I don't even know, like, it's not shonen, but even in that type of family.
It's Shakespearean, to be honest. If you really look at
it,
it's like
it's
based off it has a very Shakespearean theme.
Yeah. It's like a historical drama pushed into the future. You know, that's my favorite kind of theme. So that's why I love it when they take like historical sci-fi.
What's the
but
name?
Lelouch, even as a character, is just banger.
What's the name of that anime where he's sent back in time and he has a cell phone and it's like he's sent back to the period of the video game that he always played, so he knows all of the battles that are about to come, and then like he finds out all the generals that he thought were men were actually women.
I remember that, but I just remember that existing. I don't know what it's called or nothing. we'll leave this. I will leave this because I want to wrap. But what do you want to wrap on?
I mean, I don't know. I just
Like statement one.
me and you were supposed to have this talk last time because of video games, but like not video games because of anime. But like we had this conversation. But me. And I think I sent you the picture. And the pick 3 based only on MMA skills take away their power. And I will actually let me hold up to the cameras. Can you see actually like make out what all of those are? Oh yeah. Just off of MMA. Because the community, the one that this was posted on the page that you invited me to, right? And all of them left out Kenichi. Like almost everyone just ignored Kenichi. And I'm like, as far as pure martial art skills, I don't know if there's anyone on this page that actually is going to touch him in just martial arts.
Personally, I gotta give it to Morihjin, but I agree that leaving Kenichi, the Kenichi's not even top. I mean, the Kenichi's at like he's not even the bottom 3 for sure.
Like just martial art, you take away all their superpowers.
Pure martial art, I give it to Mori. No
now
question.
the only thing with this that like it gets complicated with is like Baki and Ujira, like they don't have superpowers, but they definitely aren't just normal humans.
Yeah, yeah.
So what are we taking? Like what? Like are they like? Are we fighting in their world? Essentially, because it's probably the most normal of all the worlds.
See, that's why I don't like those type of things because those are the variables that matter versus just they're strong. Like if you say no abilities, like if you say in a human world, then yeah, I would say Kenichi goes for more. But if you say just no powers, I'm always gonna go Morihjin. Of all the to me, Morihjin is the one from will always be to me. And in the anime, they didn't touch it either. But like in that story where Morihjin went with pure martial arts, I've never read something where like.
Oh, I'm losing you. Your mic keeps cutting out. I don't know what that is.
I do not know.
But yeah, I mean, Morihjin martial art is OP, but like.
But I'm saying it always depends though, because like
I honestly
technically
I take everyone away except for Morihjin, Baki, Kenichi, and Ujira, because
I don't know, a lot of them I'll give it to.
As far as just throwing hands, Goku really does depend. Like it's even something stated that he depends on his ki way too much. It's stated by Whis. The leader of the Hunters Association. I don't think he's feared as much if you take away his nen abilities.
I agree. I mean, that's a part of his character is yeah, it's like really deeply.
Rock Lee, I mean, he doesn't have chakra, but he's still fast. Like, are we taking away his Naruto? Yeah, are we taking away his like Naruto abilities of being able to like move at the speed of light? Because technically, none of the other characters can move as fast as him, and he doesn't have any actual powers.
Yeah, but I guess if it were just it's hard to say because like that's what I'm saying. It's hard for me to say it. Some abilities, even if it's power, their things are built into it in a.
Yeah.
So it's still like.
So like, because honestly, if you want to put them in a world where they'd be the most human, then you're putting them in Spike's world because Spike is the most normal. Like I could become Spike.
And Spike is OP, but I don't think Spike's like martial arts are what makes him that OP. I think he's good at fighting, and then he's smart, he's street smart, he's clever. I think so much of Spike's greatness isn't necessarily technique per se. And of course he can box, like no question. But it's not like that's not like he just reigns supreme in martial arts.
But just like everyone on there just ignoring Kenichi. And I'm like, end of manga Kenichi is giving the hands to any of them, bro.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna consider this a spoiler because Kenichi finished forever ago. But once Kenichi got to the point where he had to try not to hurt Miyu, we knew this boy was different because he went from first chapter Kenichi to like let me not like that boy Kenichi jerk like
I love Kenichi. It's
like
actually
Wreck-It
one of my
Master in his
favorite
spare
animes.
time is crazy.
Kenichi is like
Kenichi
the
actually-
most inspirational character ever. Talk about glowing up. That he had the biggest glow up in like anime history.
Kenichi really grinded his way up.
I love my boy Kenichi. I just don't. But essentially, I think what we kind of went over today is like the three big things movie and TV needs to do is limit the amount of characters they do. Stop, like, go after real problems that like everyone experiences, not situational problems.
What?
Even if they're relevant in the media, because not everyone can relate to that. So your goal is to get the masses to relate, not like a select group. And heck, I'll even add in just stay out of politics in the first place. Just because there's a trend in the political world doesn't mean you have to make a TV show or a movie about it. Like, let's just make movies that make movies again, not to like try to like indoctrinate.
I'm not against political things being in media because that's one of the, but I think like you said, like riding it as a wave or just forcing it into like when it's part of the story, like when we were saying Shakespearean, like things like like Code Geass is about like colonial fucking drama, so it makes sense. But when you're forcing it in or like you're using characters just as a way to push agenda, I think it really ruins the story in my opinion. Because like to wrap it all together about like the storytelling, the characters in why we used Avatar, they really destroyed Sokka, and that was crazy.
Yeah,
like
and I mean,
destroying Sokka is crazy. Like, what's the point of even making Avatar if you're gonna take Sokka out of it? His growth was like 1/3 of the main points of the fucking series. How are you gonna
like,
take that out of the show?
And you might be shocked at this if you've seen it, that I really enjoyed the series. I loved Sex Education, like the series overall. The last season, I kind of was like, I didn't like the ending.
They made it weird.
It was
but
like
yeah,
weird. Yeah, they really did make it weird. But
no, I am shocked that you're saying that though. That's crazy.
I
would have never known you would like that.
Everything of every character was relevant for the topic.
Actually, you gotta say it. Peter didn't even hear that. That's crazy. Well, we'll talk about it. Yeah, I would have never thought he was a fan of Sex Education.
Like everything of every topic, whether it was the gay guy going to church, you know, or
in Europe where they just be walling out all the time.
All of them were very relevant for the topic of the show. They didn't force it in there.
Yeah.
And all I love the way they dealt with it all. That you didn't you didn't feel like they were like extremely judgy against one group. You didn't feel like you just kind of felt like people are people.
It was great.
You know, everyone has their beliefs and thoughts, and we kind of have to just learn to get along. In the end,
it was such a well-written show.
I was like, okay, the ending though, I was just like,
no, even like it fried me. They just did weird shit. But
I'm going back to America. Otis, and I was like, no, just stay. Like Otis, go to America.
It's not canon. We don't. We're changing the canon
Otis
for that.
Was like.
Not that actually though. One of the funniest things was when he didn't know what to do and she said her titties. I was like, bro, we're too far into this show for you.
That was okay. Maybe I just related to Otis way too much.
No, it made sense because Otis was Otis, but this far into Otis being Otis is crazy, bro.
Otis was Michael, like little Michael in high school.
You can't chill. I don't agree. That's funny. I didn't.
That was no, but we love Otis. Otis is my boy still.
Otis is one of the best characters in any modern media right now. But honestly, it's crazy to say that. I really wouldn't expect you to like that show. It is one of my favorites right now.
I really did. I really enjoyed it.
It's like two. That one and How to Sell Drugs Online. I couldn't believe that those two shows were so
watched that one.
Well put together. It's not as good as Sex Education, but it's like, you know, when you watch like Wolf of Wall Street or like any of the perk joints, and you're just like, Oh yeah, I love watching people commit insane crimes that they're gonna go to jail for and are gonna win. It's like that type of feeling. Like it's just
I
perfect.
figured it out. I figured it out. It never realized like why live actions are bad. They're not making live action adaptations. They're making live action fanfics. They
That's
be
a great way to word
shipping
it.
people that there's no indication that they ever actually wanted to be together in the original show. They'd be turning people gay. That it was like there was no indication in the original source material. You're just doing this to do this, and it's like you're making your own fanfic, not making a live action adaptation. So this is all catered towards you, the person creating it.
That was a great way to word it. It's fanfic and not.
Ooh, cooking with that one. Go ahead, David.
As a side note, I do have to throw in because
Oh, you cut out there. You cut out there. I don't know what.
I say Inuyasha for sure. I didn't say earlier.
Inuyasha was fire, bro. Inuyasha was a fanfic though. Like they legit was like, what if teenage girl fell in love with demon? Let's see what happened.
It was goated.
It was an original
goated.
fanfic, bro. That was the original
Fanfics
50 Shades
go
of Grey.
far, bro.
Like that
Fanfics
was
go
like the teenage, or no, the middle school girl version of 50 Shades of Grey was just Inuyasha.
far. Hell yeah, man was cooking.
Oh, and so I think we gotta stop making fanfics and start making actual adaptations.
Yeah, I can rap on that. That sounds like a perfect like statement. Like stop making fanfics, make actual adaptations.
Yes, and make original content. Oh, good writing, like in, dude, Sex Education. Like I was hooked, bro. I was like, this is good.
Not gonna lie, his mom still, I'm trying.
This is pretty bad. That other show. Oh, this is a side note, but you know my niece Violet, right?
Mhm.
All right, so she came over, and this is the perfect example to show just how predictable it is. She was watching what's that show on Netflix, Regina and whatever.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Regina and George or something.
Yes, Regina and George, right? And she was watching the first season, and I literally on episode 3, I told her exactly what was going to happen the rest of the season, and I was like, because it's predictable, normal, and not well written. And so like I went to work, and the next day she goes, "Man, you were right." And she's like, "How did you do that?" And I was like, "Because everything's predictable, normal, and not well written, so I can just tell you what's going to happen." And then she watched the next night. She was watching the Velma show, and again, terrible. It was just terrible. Like there was no need for it to be what it was. It was a fanfic. And I told her exactly what was gonna happen. And again, she's like, "All right, I'm just not like it wasn't good." And because she kept telling me like, "I'll give it some time," and I was like, "No, they're gonna do this, and it's because of this, this, and this, and it's not gonna make any sense, and there's no need for it to happen." Velma was legit like a Velma Daphne fanfic. Like that's all hilarious. It was. That's all that show was. It didn't, and it wasn't even done well. It was like a cheesy one you find on Reddit. I've read some good fanfics. Heck, Star Wars, the Star Wars universe is nothing but fanfic, and it's fantastically written. Rogue One is fanfic. All right, you're wilding right now. You're wilding right now. You're wilding right now. Rogue One is canon, and it's more canon than every other part of Star Wars ever. Rogue One is Star Wars. Everything else is fanfic, and Rogue One is the only. You're wilding. I was using Rogue One as an example of there is really good fanfic out there. No, it was great, but I'm just not gonna allow it to be called fanfic because one is the only. Bro, Knights of the Old Republic is like the greatest Star Wars stuff written fanfic. And that's fanfic. Yeah, no, Coda is fanfic. Knights of the Old Republic is still one of the best. Like Disney, they need to make like an actual... No, they don't need to stop playing right now. Disney, I swear, I'll fucking do the animated series. Have you watched Bad Batch and Clone Wars? Fantastic. Ahsoka. Bad Batch is great. Yeah. So imagine if they did Knights of the Old Republic in that same animation. Nope, not the same. So don't even say some shit like that. I'll fucking end it all. Rebels? That was fire. Rebels actually, I was surprised. I didn't expect Rebels to be good. Even the Young Jedi is actually kind of... Is it? The Kid Jedi or whatever, Young Jedi or whatever. I mean, it's only funny to me because we know what Anakin's like gonna do.
at least.
We know what Anakin's gonna do to them, and it makes me
No.
laugh. I just felt like it was like
That was the best mission in Star Wars Episode 3. The game, literally, bro, murking through the Academy.
I don't think
Fun,
you should be telling
bro.
people that
There
you
is
enjoyed
nothing more.
murking all the
You're
kids.
just force throwing them off the cliff. You're lightning everybody in the library. When you're in the Jedi library, you're place.
But
That shit is addictive.
yeah, man.
Say no to violence. But all right. We'll have to kick it here, but
Yeah.
this is a good one.
I mean, yeah, we had a good conversation. We
I
learned
shouldn't have had my face in this video. There
we
was too
learned
much
about
said,
the
but
fanfic of society. We have high dollar fanfic. That's what's coming out now.
Hey, yeah.
adaptations and no more fanfic.
Yeah, we'll leave it.
You want any closing statements, Peter, before I have to hit the
is lit.
All right. Peace, David.
All right, man.